Is there a sit down that you have with the rookies, one-on-one or en masse, that you do every year to tell them about your program, the Steeler Way? Is there something you do every year with these guys, Coach?
Hey, you're not kidding, Rich, man. As a matter of fact, it's a program. It runs almost daily, days they're at work. Rookie life skills. It starts every day at 1 o'clock. It's a variety of things. Today is nutrition. Yesterday, it was social media savviness and community relations. Earlier this week, we had Clinton Portis in, talking to those guys about his story, gave him a lot of latitude. And so we do former players. We do specific things pertaining to being professional, money management. There's so much to talk about with these young people that we put it on the calendar. We chew off a little bit of it just about every day, and that will continue now for the next month or so.
Well, what do you say to them specifically, Coach?
I tee up all of the discussions, and so I try to bring professionals or experts in. I have perspective on money management because I've lived a little bit. I've made some good moves. I've made some bad, but more than anything, I tee it up. I talk to them about. We have resources and relationships to help them. We bring them and connect them with experts that can educate them and assist them in ways they may need to be assisted. And so more than anything, I tee up the discussions or provide a little color or provide a legitimate story or two to let them know that the skills that we're working on are real. And if the issues haven't hit them in the face already, they will very soon.
I do need to ask you, and whatever you're willing to share, I'd love to hear the whole setup you have to social media, Mike Tomlin. What do you say to these guys about that?
Hey, Rich, it is getting much easier, to be quite honest with you.
Okay.
10 years ago, man, the guys were less savvy. The platforms were more new. They didn't grow up with exposure to it, and so they would trip over themselves quite a bit. This generation of players, Twitter has been around since these guys were 8, 9 years old or whatever now, and so they're less apt to trip over some of the things that guys used to. More than anything, we talk to them about how to appropriately use it for their initiatives, whether it's expanding their brand, projects or things that they want to support and things of that nature. It's more educational in that way in terms of expanding its use, as opposed to where maybe the conversation 5-10 years ago was more do's and don'ts.
I love that. More do's than don'ts. But so do you say to them, no going live in the locker room? Do you say something like that?
See, that's what I mean. Years ago, man, that was a hot button topic,
yes.
Right? It was The platforms were new. There were no guidelines. There were no do's and don'ts in those areas. Those conversations are really not necessary anymore because of, time just provides clarity. And so, although everyone knows the story, I don't know that it's necessary to have formal discussions about that anymore. Anybody that's in those, marching in that territory these days probably is just not sharp enough to be with us.
Mike Tomlin here on the Rich Eisen Show, everybody. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.